Cubby blue blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Son Ranto, Son Ranto, Son Ranto and the lovable loser. Son Ranto, Son Ranto, Son Ranto and the lovable losers. Son Ranto.
Oh, baby. That's a Monday fresh off of work kind of Son Ranto yell.
It is. And you know, like, I don't know, for anybody who doesn't normally tune in or doesn't normally listen, that was not like one of my better, longer ones. There's times where Danny will just fall asleep, just get tired of me making that call.
Yeah, you phoned it in a little bit, but that's totally understandable after a 2-4 homestand against crappy teams. It's totally understandable when those 2 wins, they barely squeaked out the win. It took everything they had to get those wins. And it's also understandable when the entire starting pitching staff for the Chicago Cubs is on the injured list. And unfortunately, I have bad news to report. They are all dead. They are deceased. I'm attending the burial very soon. But I do have some good news.
They're going to bury them in. They're going to bury them in Soldier Field with what's left of the Chicago Bears. Oh, God, they need to do something with that land.
No, they're going to keep it. It's a perfectly great place to throw things. There's going to be concerts and everything over there, like there always are. The Bears are probably the least amount of what happens at Soldier Field these days.
You know,
there are soccer games, there are concerts, there are festivals. Like, you know, we don't need the Bears. Fuck the Bears.
It was funny because I did start to look into that, and I was like, man, this seems weird. That like what are they going to do at Soldier Field without the Bears? And then I found out the Bears are like 20% of their revenue. Yeah, or not even that. Like it doesn't even hit 20%. So
bye. See ya. Have fun in Indiana, dorks. You know, like whatever. But welcome to the Son Ranto Show. My name is Danny Rocket, and this show is on the Bleacher Bunch Network, on the Fans First Podcast Network, and is brought to you by all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for those of you that subscribe to us at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. You support all the shows on the Bleacher Bunch Network, including we got a very special Cubs pod. I don't know if you heard Saturday's Cubs pod. Well, it came on Sunday with Mike Waller and his son, Andrew. They were at the game, and it was Andrew's first time in the bleachers.
Yep. Yeah, I listened to that, and it was really fun. It was nice. Eli showed up yesterday. He came home yesterday, and I asked him if he wanted to do the Cubs pod with me since Andrew did it with Mike, and Eli was like, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah. How about I do it by myself, and how about you pay me this time?
Right.
No more freebies, Dad.
How about you quit making me watch this piece of shit team every goddamn day?
But I do have a picture of Andrew out there in the bleachers. This is his first time out there. So he was out there and left right by Bleacher Jeff. He got some baseballs, did not give them to my tie guy.
So did not give them to my
wow. Which seems
poor mod guy.
Yeah, so the kid's got something to learn. And but he said he gave them to some little kids. He got balls and gave them to little kids, which my tie guy would never do. So he has that to learn as well. But now Andrew's voice has changed. So I was like, well, I guess that's like the delineation between when it's like give it to a kid. It's like you're too old. Give it to that 7-year-old. Now, I don't think that. I think you could keep whatever ball you want to keep if you want, even if there's like 50 little freaking dying orphans next to you. Like, you know, that's my baseball. Fuck you, orphans. That's the way I look at it.
That's the way I look at it, too. You don't know shit about the person who just caught that ball. You don't know what they're doing at that ball. They may have children at home that they're going to take that ball home to.
Who are also dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. Normally dying children don't go to baseball games. The fact that those little cancer, ALS ridden children are sitting on shitty bleachers with no bats. That their parents should be in jail.
Yeah. And now I'm responsible for giving these like basically abused children a ball. No. I don't think so. Anyway,
if they had better parents, their parents would just do that for them.
Well, nature will do it eventually. Well, here's the thing. We have sponsors of this show. Well, not anymore after what we just were talking about. But we should say who they are. First of all, I want to thank our super duper super ranters, and that's Blake Beard and Bernie Barron, who just frankly give us more money than the rest of you guys. And also our sponsors In the Clutch shirts, which you can use code Bleacher Bunch to get money off your purchase. They've got a lot of great stuff. Also, Obvious shirts. I'm wearing an Obvious shirt right now. This one's discontinued, but so is the DH. I have an F the DH Obvious shirt. This was on their super sale, like get the stuff out of Joe's warehouse sale.
People probably don't even understand what that shirt means anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's been long enough. They're just like, what is the F to DH? What does that mean? Yeah, there was a time when they let pitchers hit. Boy, that was weird.
Well, I can still say F the DH just in the way that the Chicago Cubs use the position. There was like 5 guys in it yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, like they use it like it's still a pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a clown car of epic proportions. Well, and then I also want to thank Obvious Shirts because they do sponsor the show, and in that you can get money off with the code Ranter. If you shop at Obvious Shirts, which if you're a Cubs fan, you just do.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. Also, Penguin Imprints, which talk about a great sponsor. He's now, listen, Tom, and I saw you shared this out, that new Buck O'Neill shirt that he did that says Buck and has like a silhouette of Buck catching a ball. Buck O'Neill.
Yep.
It's great. And it's got, I forget what the BUCK, but he had something for each one.
It was bravery, understanding, character, and kindness.
Yeah, that sounds right. So very cool shirt. And he's always just like dropping new things, Tom, over at Penguin Imprints. And you use Bleacher Bunch over there to get 20% off, which is a lot of percent. And look at my hat. Fanarchy is what it says. And today I got an idea, instead of like me doing the game recaps, I'm just going to let AI do it. And I've got Ace from Fanarchy actually knows how to do it. Usually he gets a few things wrong here and there, but Ace from Fanarchy, which you thought was a real guy, I think for a moment. That's how boomer you are.
No, I never thought that was a real guy.
Like, I just Ace like he was a real guy.
No, I find it funny to argue with AI to like, act like just like fuck you, Ace, or fuck just to see what it says. The other day, I was on a text thread with my cable company for like an hour, and I'm like, you are a liar. You are not a real human.
I'm sorry. You feel that way, Mr. Cotton.
Human.
So I'm going to drop a link for the Fanarchy in the app, in the chat here, and you can download it in the App Store. And anyway, I've been using it more and more. New bells and whistles in there all the time. I want more people to come over there so that it's more fun. Like, I saw some people I didn't know over there talking about the Cubs. I was like, yes, it was like the desert. And I'm like, oh, I'll make fun of something with you. Because they're mad, of course, because all Cubs fans are angry right now. So I was like, I'll commiserate with you.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm still struggling with it. I can't get my feed to work right. I've been actually, if I see anybody in there, look like if I don't know them, whatever, I just go ahead and follow them if they're a Cubs fan.
Absolutely. That's what I do too. But here's the key is on the top here that you have games, fans, insiders, news, podcasts, which we're a part of, by the way, YouTube, which you see like David Kaplan and like Setup Man and stuff. And then Blue Sky, they're linked up with. So all the Cubs fans on Blue Sky come through, including Cubs Magic Number. And he's always coming through on this thing because it's like AI gathers it all. And then my post to see if anybody said anything on there. So you can like show and hide all these feeds, which is what I really like about it, because I'm like, I only want to deal with the game right now. So I only have the game on. Otherwise, like all this other crap is coming through. And I'm just like, no, I'm just focusing on the game. For me, that's super helpful because I have ADD and I will try to do 17 things at once and get none of them done.
Yeah.
So that's nice. So I've been using like the game feed, and then it just like kind of tells you what's happening in the game. Anyhow, use Fanarchy. Let's get over there. And
it'll be interesting to hear what your next Cubs pod sounds like when you read it straight off of Ace.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna let Ace do them from now on. I'm done doing anything from here on in. It's just AI is.
Oh, you're just like the Cubs offense.
Exactly. I saw a Beavis and Butthead little short recently where they learn about AI, and they're like, well, and that like hippie teacher is like, the problem is it's going to take all our jobs, and they're like, good, jobs suck. I'm like, exactly. You don't see Gen X crying about AI. We're like the only ones that don't. We're like, you know what? We've been screwed over by every technology that came down the pike. What's next? Come on, AI. Oh, right. I'll make funny memes.
We know. We know they're going to come out. They've been doing this for forever. Like, everything's going to take our job. Everything's going to make it horrible. And you know what? We're all still fucking working. We all still have to get up and do something every day.
Harder. We have to work harder.
Yeah.
So here's one thing you don't have to work that hard for. That's to enter the contests of the chance. So if you say #chance in the chat, such as Dominic Galoro just did,
who is actually still working, he said he's still out on the route, dropping off mail, listening to us.
Little Yumper, that's Tom from Penguin Imprints. He's here saying #chance. He could win. Alex Anderson could win, saying #chance. Chris Salado, who I just saw just the other day out in the bleachers watching the Cubbies walk it off, he could win. And Mr. Fourth Row Artie Boucher is here, and so could he win. So #chance in the chat if you're nasty. And I do have a picture to share of me and Chris Salado. This one came out funny because we looked like conjoined twins. Don't we look like we're conjoined in the head?
You're sharing your head.
Yeah, we were there in the first row, like those two sisters. Remember them? The sisters. One.
Yes.
I think one of them tried to have a country music career, and the other one, I don't know, just wheeled her around. and
then they like, I don't know if they got married or something, or they dated, but I don't know.
Well, are you familiar with Chang and Ang Bunker?
No.
The reason that they were once called Siamese twins is because of Chang and Ang Bunker, who performed in sideshows in the late 1800s. In fact, the mid to late 1800s, because they actually owned slaves. These at the time conjoined twins called Siamese twins because they were literally from Siam,
right?
Which a place that it still exists, but it's not called that anymore. So anyway, Chang and Ang Bunker. Fascinating. I wrote a show called Conjoin Us, kind of based on those guys, just because I was sort of fascinated with like the country singer. Like, it is a fascinating thing. If you were like stuck, like imagine you and I are conjoined twins. Like,
oh my God, please no.
I know. We'd have to figure out a way to get along.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean, if your heads conjoined, maybe you share thoughts. You don't even have to talk. You just think to each other.
I don't know.
I don't
you
think
certainly
that's how it
peeing on the other guy all the time. Like, I gotta take a dump. It's like, I know you do. I feel it too. You know. Yeah, little Yumper. This is why you listen to Sun Ranto. You don't get this info anywhere else. Right? Would you rather us talk about the Cubs? Okay.
Hold on. You know what? I can bring this back to the Cubs. Conjoined twins, back to the Cubs. Danny wrote a song about 3 conjoined triplets.
Darthany Brystro,
who loved the Cubs and dreamed of a player named Darthany Brystro, who is a conjoined.
I think.
Yeah, Starthany. Yeah, I don't know. It's too hard for me to think. But yeah, Danny wrote a whole damn song about triplet Cub players, and it was like a giant, like 12 feet tall. And you know,
I was
10
trying to
feet
upload
wide.
it, but it's too big to upload. I made the file too large. I'll get it for the next time. Maybe I'll get it at the break. But I just wanted to shout out all the great people I saw. I saw Mike Waller. I didn't get a picture with him. We hung out with him. We hung out with Tom Cooper, was around this weekend,
Nice.
and hung out with Joey, who had to take a little visit to Wrigley'sville Dogs and pay his respect on the battlefields at the battle.
I saw that video. That is so funny.
Yeah. Did you see the video where he put the Civil War music behind him?
Yes.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about?
Yep. He put that on the Discord.
Yeah,
and if you're a Patreon person, you know exactly what I'm talking about because it was on the Discord and it's amazing.
Ashokan farewell. And also, like, check out this crew out here the other day. This is with Chris Salato in it as well. But there's Larry Hawley, Luis Medina, Sarah Sanchez, and me out there on Ballhawk Corner. We were all smiles because the Cubbies had won that one. And there weren't. And Larry only came down because he heard cheering. He lives by the ballpark. He's like, they sound happy. I think I'm going to go say hi to my friends.
That's, you know what? That's what you do. If you live near Wrigley, you're just like, are they booing? I'm not going out. Are they cheering? Let's go have a beer.
Let's go have a beer. And I also shout out to Chad Smeets. It was his birthday. There he is in his birthday shirt. That was on Tuesday. Cubs lost. And he was like, well, at least it's my birthday. He's 59. That's
Nice.
old. I made fun of him.
Oh, not quite nice. Sort of nice.
Also, I saw this woman. I can't believe this became a shirt, but I was locking up my bike and I see this lady and she's got an SMFDB PCA shirt. And I didn't expected some of the Tarp soft boys to be wearing this, but no, this is like 40s some odd. I mean, where'd you put her? Late 30s, early 40s somewhere?
Yeah.
And yeah, I did not expect it to be her wearing that shirt. And the man she was with seemed a little embarrassed. Because I said, oh, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, oh, my crazy wife thinks this is cool. I told her she's going to get canceled.
Yeah. And Danny's over here like, hey, would you mind if I take a picture of your wife and point at her breasts?
That's kind of my thing.
SMFDB is just stretched across them.
Yeah. Well,
this is how Danny gets all of his own like porn, like what do you call it? Voyeur porn. It's just Danny like, hey, let me get a picture of you, and then he takes a picture of women's breasts.
Shirt. And I do want to mention that there's a new poncho boy in town, and it's me, because it was raining out there at Wrigley, and I was sitting in front of Jeff wearing a poncho, and he was like, "Hey, you're the new poncho boy." I'm like, "I suppose I am." So
Jeff was so grumpy in that picture.
Oh my God, he really. I mean, he it was a rough week for him last week. I think he's just coming down off that. He had to fight a battle. He had to take down a pedo and a White Sox fan and a Cubs fan, tarp off. Cup snake boy all at the same time. It was a tough week, so he's just kind of relaxing, but it was fun. And Miguel Esparza sang the 7th inning stretch on Puerto Rican night, and I got to hang out with his parents and his brother and some of his friends, and there he is on the big board singing.
That's cool. He's so good. He really should be doing it every day, just like Harry Carey did.
Yeah. No, I
so
said
good.
that the first thing I saw him after the game. I was like, I wish you did it all the time. I don't know. It's the right tempo. He leads the crowd. It's about the crowd, not about the stupid celebrity. Half the time they're like, from the University of Illinois basketball team. And you're like, I don't follow this shit. I don't know who that is. Like, random Tuesday. It's just like, either that or just play Harry Carey as an homage to Harry.
Well, you know what?
Billy.
I was all in on, play the Harry Carey, on the video board, but he only sang the song every damn game. And they have one video, and they just, oh, you sound great tonight or something. It's like from the first night game or something.
You never sounded better in your lives.
Yeah. And they just play the same one over and over and over. Come on. there's got to be hundreds of these things out there. Why don't you have Harry? I don't know. Just mix it up with 2 or 3, 4 different ones. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Just mix it up. I mean, there has to be hundreds. In fact, make hologram Harry do them. Do weird. Remember, like in the was that the Field of Dream games? Bring back hologram Harry. Let's lean into it.
Well, now that there's AI, just get his family to sign off on it and just have Harry doing it. On the board, just AI it.
We did talk about that you could clone Harry Carey's voice and have him do play-by-play of any Cubs game. And we could basically, like, when we're old, we could probably just, go into the suicide tube, that we'll all have to wait before we become soily green and be like, your choice. Well, I will listen to Harry and Steve call a Cubs game, but I wanted it to be the modern Cubs.
Right.
Last day of the season, let's say, Cubs are out of it. It's, September 30th, you're in the suicide pod. You're ready to go in. You put Harry and Steve in your ears. Boom.
Yeah.
You're gone.
You baseball nap into eternity.
Yep.
That's actually a really good idea. I would honestly love to hear the entire 2016 playoff run with Harry and Steve calling every play. I would love to hear that. I think
Rizzo backwards is Ozier. That's what we'll get.
They call the two of them Brizzo, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Why didn't they call him Rizant? I don't know, Harry. And then Harry Carey makes fun of Steve Stone's Judaism and they all get canceled.
Right.
That used to happen all the time. If you remember, like Steve Stone would be off for like a Jewish holiday. It's like, well, apparently, Steve is part of some wacky religion.
Well, to be fair, Harry only had one religion and it never met at a church.
No, it did. It met down on Rush Street.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so a little bit of Cubs news. Alcantara is a dumbass who got sent back to AAA. Not that he scores yesterday on that run, but he certainly didn't score by getting picked off of third base after Bregman hit a line out, and he did the contact play on a play that you really should be just scrambling back to third, which I know we'd all like to see a little bit more of. So a little scramble back to third. Remember those days? They don't teach it anymore, so Alcantara didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Well, and it's not even that he didn't know how to do it. Once you start breaking on that, you're dead. You're done. It was it was a good throw by Devers over. And sometimes you think, oh, well, first baseman, not known for throwing. But yeah, he gunned that over there and there was no chance.
Yeah, but it was still a bonehead error. And he's a rookie. It was a kind of a rookie mistake. And you see guys get caught up all the time.
But I don't believe it's a rookie mistake. I think that's a veteran manager mistake. I think you put that shit on cancel. His dumbass is out here calling that fucking play all the fucking time. And then, if
Quinton Berry too. I mean, what's he doing?
Yeah. If they're not telling him to do that, why is he doing it? Because I do not think just a fucking normal baseball player isn't breaking on that.
I mean, he's had very few chances, Alcantara. He certainly hasn't had a lot of chances with the bat, but he has had some chances on the base paths, and they hasn't gone that well. I mean, he did score the other night. Didn't he score the winning run or the tying run?
I don't know.
The one where he did a John Baker. It was like, whoa.
I don't know.
That might have been the winning run the other day. I'm not sure.
Was it in Clown Ball? Because then I wouldn't have seen it.
Yes.
It wasn't in Clown Ball.
That's the only way we win anymore.
It wasn't in Clown Ball because they burned him. They burned him in the ninth and wouldn't let him hit. They burned him in the eighth and wouldn't let him hit in the ninth. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
But he's gone. That went terribly.
Yeah. Well, okay. And what you're saying about he made some boneheaded plays and stuff. Look, a kid who comes up and barely gets to play, he is not out there making decisions. I'll give you 1% chance.
Not
I'll
good
give
decisions.
you one if I'll
That
give
was
you
his fault.
1% chance that
That
he's
was
making
Alcantara's fault.
decisions to go or not. They're telling him when to go.
Well, on a line drive, like, you just have to think fast, and his baseball IQ is not good.
But if Quentin Berry, look, fuck that. If Quentin Berry and fucking Cancel are telling him you go on contact, yeah, his first fucking thought is contact. He takes 2 steps toward the plate, stops, and then tries to get back. It's too late.
This is the oldest adage in baseball. Line drive, it's not freeze. It's get back. Any line drive, your first move should be back, because there's only 2 possibilities there. Either that ball is caught and you got to go back to third, or it's going to get over his head and you can score easily. There's no problem scoring. So the only thing that he should have been thinking is go back. Now, there is the idea that Cancel and the whole mindset of the Cubs is just like, anytime you're on third base, run home at the moment that ball is hit. But that is obviously a dumb way to think. But I also don't think that's what he thinks. I just think he has a low baseball IQ. It wasn't the first boneheaded move he's made on the base paths. It's not. He's fast, and I think fast guys, they get away with shit, and so they think they can do all this stuff. PCA's like that. Cubs get a steady diet of curveballs. Does he ever try to steal a base on a curveball? No. He's stealing on the fastball. First pitch, let's go. I'm fast, and he gets thrown out too much.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong here. You're right. They should be, just in general, a bit smarter than that. But it is way easier to make those dumb mistakes when your coaching staff has a completely different plan. And they're telling you, run on first pitch, run on contact, do all these things. So they're like, just maybe in their minds, they're thinking, well, he should also know that he shouldn't do it on
they're
that.
Assuming he knows. Well, but not on that, not on a line drive. He knows line drives go back. Yeah, he knows that. But the thing is, a lot of these young guys,
he probably does know. But the only thing in his head at that moment, because Quentin Berry and fucking Cancel are telling him, go home on contact, and he's,
you would think he would have been coached into that, but apparently not. And then in the corresponding move, I don't know if it's the corresponding move necessarily. There might be more roster kind of like roster change up bingo going on, but it looks like the Mats are coming back. Mats are back. It hit the stack. Matt Shaw made a little graphic for Matt Shaw's return. Matt Shawshank Redemption. Here he comes. There's Matt Shaw. I got for the podcast listeners, I've got Matt Shaw in the same position as Andy Dufresne from
after he climbed through a mile of shit.
Yeah.
And then he climbs out.
Which is pretty much what Matt Shaw is going to have to do returning to the Chicago Cubs, because the Cubs were a much better team before he left, unfortunately. It's not like he had anything to do with it. He was only batting .242 and had an OPS of .691.
I like how you're like, he was only batting .242. Yeah, that's a good fucking batting average for this stupid team.
Well, the thing that's shocking about this team is that when you look at, some of the numbers are absolutely horrific. Like Dansby Swanson, like the good old fashioned numbers are bad. But when you look at other of the numbers, like overall numbers, you're like, hey, we're top 10 in offense. And you're like on a lot of categories. But for some reason, that does not translate into wins. And here's kind of why, because let me put up the Cubs with runners in scoring position graphic.
I like how you're like, and they aren't translating into wins.
Well,
the most important number.
Well, Michael, that's just one of the many stats that we need to care about. Wins are really secondary to hard hit rate and BABIP.
Yeah.
Don't you know anything about baseball?
Yeah, that's the thing that it blows my mind anymore is like all of baseball is fantasy baseball. Even in the big leagues, they do not care whether the team is doing well. All they care about is that this guy's WAR is good, or he hit the ball hard, or all these fucking stats that are fine. Like, sure, you want to do these things. Like, seems like a good thing. But when the team sucks, maybe try not to just worry about your own stats and try and help the team win.
Yeah, and these aren't even the Cubs aren't really even stat patters. They're not like those guys that just like only hit home runs in garbage time or anything like that.
Well,
They're
that's just because
key.
they have such a hard time hitting home runs.
Oh, they do, and they they're just the key to them is that they're getting 2 runners on in multiple innings, and they just stand there, and then there's 2 strikeouts and a pop up. So, and it doesn't matter which 2 of the guys are.
And that's where the
3 will get out.
And that's where the stat padding actually comes in. You know, like you say, it's not stat padding in garbage time where there's beating them. No. They get guys on base, and they'll tell you this all day long. For a month, we have heard, well, we're getting guys on base. Eventually it'll work. Like, no, no, it won't eventually work. All of these are the same people that get so angry when somebody says, well, he's due, right? If you say somebody's due, they'll lose their minds. There's no stat for due. You can't be, it doesn't work that way. You gotta
look who's due is Dansby Swanson is quite due.
Yeah. But whenever they talk about this, they're like, well, they're getting lots of runners, so eventually it'll work. Well, that's the same goddamn argument. Oh,
I got some stats up here about the guys with runners in scoring position, just to be very specific on who is causing the Cubs to be the worst team with runners in scoring position. And there is some blame to go around, but let's talk about the guys that are actually doing well. PCA is the real deal. He had just a tiny slump. He missed a ball in center field. He just didn't know where it was. And then he came up in the next at bat after doing that and hit a home run. He's done nothing but actually hit home runs. And then
later drove in the winning run in that same game.
Yeah, exactly. So, all is forgiven, Pete. But Pete Crow Armstrong with runners in scoring position is batting .328 and has an OPS of .925. He's hit 3 dongs. 3 of his home runs have been in that situation. And Michael Busch is batting .309 with runners in scoring position with an .831 OPS and only 1 home run. Now, it falls off considerably after that, and I'm just going to go by batting average. The next one down is Nico Horner, whose batting average is, let me do the math here, like 60. Let's see. I can't do the math. This is hard.
69 points.
69 points less. No, it's 59 plus 7. So that's 56 points. No, 66 points lower. Which if you put I really suck at math. Like, you don't even understand that, I went to school before No Child Left Behind.
Right.
No, in fact, it was called No Child Left Behind. They just pronounced it like this: No Child Left Behind.
Right. That's what there were some extra commas in there and stuff,
and some snark. So Nico Horner has at .243 batting average with runners in scoring position. Ian Happ has a .205, but 5 of his dongs are with runners in scoring position. So that's good. At least there's runners on when he's hitting.
Right. He does.
That's about half of his homers.
He has been known to hit homers with runners on scoring position, but he's also just as likely or more likely to just strike out. You see that column there, 33 strikeouts with runners in scoring position. That is horrendous.
Yeah. And so that's has been feast or famine with him, because that is an unproductive out. Because how many of those runs even score on a sac fly?
Yeah.
Or like a little infield hit where he gets out, but the run scores, just don't strike out.
Well, and it's not, not necessarily a bad thing, but he also has 15 walks, which leads the team in this category. 15 walks with runners in scoring position. I get it. If the ball isn't there, the ball isn't there. But sometimes you got to make something happen. You know, this is the old Chris Bryant thing. Whenever he would get up there with runners in scoring position, they just work around the edges. And if they walked him, they didn't care because he would let them walk him. And then he can't drive in any runs that way. And so 33 plus 15 is a lot of runs. That's 48 times that he probably didn't drive anybody in.
No, it's 48 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And in 73 at bats. So that's far more than half the time. He's just not moving anybody around unless the bases are loaded, you know? But it's batting 205. So he's certainly not doing the thing to bring him in. And that is kind of our knock on Hap. But I won't say he's the worst of it, even though that he's got that 205 batting average, because the OBP is 341. So, you know, now this is where it just gets bad. Bregman, 173, Dansby Swanson, 153, and Seiya Suzuki with a 136 batting average, 22 strikeouts in his 59 at bats with runners in scoring position, only one home run, only one double, and at 438 OPS. I mean, it's bad. I thought Dansby was going to be the worst. Alex Bregman's out there apologizing for it because he was the last one to fail in a big position where you could have won.
And to be fair, Alex Bregman has a 437 OPS, so he's 1 point lower in OPS.
Yeah, because he only has the one double. It's all 13 singles. And, you know, Seiya Suzuki just hasn't had as many at-bats. Thank God if he's going to hit like that. But, man, it's brutal. And I don't know what you attribute that to. You're getting the hits in all the wrong order. I mean, these are veteran guys. They shouldn't be shitting their pants with ducks on the pond. Doesn't make that much sense, especially Bregman, they're all vets.
I'll tell you what I think it is. Obviously, no inside knowledge, but I think it's this idea that they only have one attack. They're like, you go out there and you swing for the fences, and that's all you do. And we don't care what the situation in the game is. We just want you swinging for the fences. And so when these guys get out there and there's guys on, pitchers are trying not to give up home runs and they're trying way harder at the very time that the Cubs are really pushing to hit a home run. And somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. And so far the Cubs are losing because regardless of how well you hit homers, you don't hit that many. I mean, Barry Bonds hit the most home runs in any one season ever. And he hit 74 total, 74. And that's the greatest home run season in the history of baseball. And so unless you're Barry Bonds roided out off of your brain, should you?
It's going to be a rarer occurrence. Well, unless you're facing Cubs
should
pitching.
You be the one going for a home run at that moment? I don't think so.
Unless you're facing Shota Imanaga, or Jamison Tyone, which you won't be facing Jamison Tyone because he died. But and how did the Cubs come back in that game 3 against the A's? With a bunch of singles. They just kept the line moving. Even they made bonehead base running moves in that.
And it wasn't even good singles. I did that game on the Cubs pod. They were garbage singles. Those were
errors. 50, there was an error.
Yeah, there were 2 errors on one play that did not get counted as errors because errors apparently just don't happen anymore. And but Ballesteros hit that ball and he hit it hard, 105 miles per hour, but he hit it right at a player who couldn't handle it. Bounces off dude's chest and then off the shortstop's chest. And then the third baseman couldn't pick it up either. Both guys make errors and yet they just give him a hit on that. But that was the only real actually good hit. And he should have been out. And that would have been the third out. But instead, they make 2 errors. He gets on, and then that sets up them being able to continue getting dinks and dunks to keep scoring, because in the end, sometimes it's better to just put the damn ball in play, not crush it, just put it in play.
Well, let's let Ace tell us what happened in that game. This is the Ace Fanarchy Field Notes. This is an Ace, the Cubs voice. Down 6-1. The Cubs roared back in the ninth.
Back
with Pete Crow Armstrong delivering a walk. Yeah, you just described what a roaring is, according to AI.
That's like when
error.
It's when kittens first learn to meow, and you're like, oh, he's roaring. Look at him.
To cap a thrilling comeback with Pete Crow Armstrong delivering a walk-off single to cap a thrilling comeback against the Athletics. What a finish. Ian Happ sparked the rally with a homer in the 7th. That didn't spark the rally either. That was just a separate occurrence.
The thing that sparked the rally for the Cubs was an inside the park home run by the catcher of the other team.
Yeah. And they're like, we suck. Let's do something. Happ had that homer and a double. He was hitting the ball hard all night. It is true. And Moises Ballesteros and Dansby Swanson single that Ace brings up here kept the momentum going. That's really the one that everybody was surprised by, was the Dansby Swanson. Like, he hit it. It's like, I remember when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, 6th grade maybe, we had this kid on the team named Chris Killian, and his dad made him play, and he was terrible. He batted last, and he was just, awful. He could barely swing. And he was just uncoordinated guy, but he was on the team, and, he barely played. And then I think he got 2 hits all year, but we're supportive. He's on our team, so we're supportive of the guy. And it reminded me when Dansby Swanson got that hit of when Chris Killian got his hit on the Scouts baseball team in 5th or 6th grade,
And I remember we're watching that game and we're talking about it on Discord, and everybody's angry because it's like, here we are in this huge moment. There's 2 outs, and you're going to let Dansby Swanson take an at bat? Like, this manager will pull out a kid who just hit a grand slam because he bats with the wrong hand. But Dansby Swanson hitting 180.
Now the most important thing in baseball is the hand you wipe your butt with.
Never forget. I just sorry to interrupt you, but
nope, I'm okay with it. Yeah. But so here's Dansby up there, and we're just like, why are you not pinch hitting for this guy right now? And we were all proven wrong, because he hit a 12 mile per hour, whatever the fuck he did, but it didn't matter. Like, he got a hit. It was amazing. Redemption. His season is saved. Nobody pay attention to that 186 batting average.
And we'll let Ace tell us about the other Cubs win of the week, which was also with Pete Crow Armstrong, because Ace, the Cubs voice, in Fanarchy Field Notes says, Pete Crow Armstrong's explosive afternoon featured 2 homers, including a game-tying blast in the 9th. That electrified Wrigley. It really did. I was standing outside. It was super exciting. Rafael Devers put the Giants ahead with a homer in the 6th, but it didn't take long for Crow Armstrong to respond with his own shot to tie it up. In the 9th, Matt Chapman sacrificed to give the Giants a brief lead as Jung-Hoo Lee scored. Tensions rose, but the Cubs weren't done yet. The 10th inning brought a thrilling finish. Michael Busch's single, compounded by an error from Victor Barracoto, allowed Dansby Swanson to trot home and seal the win. With this victory, the Cubs bounced back from a tough loss, which we still have yet to talk about, improving to 34-31 on the season at snapping their losing streak onward and upward. It wasn't really a losing streak, Ace. They had lost 1 game in a row because they won the 3rd game of the A series, and then game 1 of the Giants series, they lost 18-3. And Carson Kelly pitched, and this one starts by Ace. A nightmare unfolded. And I think I'll just stop there.
A nightmare unfolded. Yeah.
That's all we really needed to hear from Ace.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things we've been talking a lot about the offense, and the offense has been brutal. Like they just can't seem to do anything. But we keep talking also about how the pitching really isn't the problem per se. The problem is that all of our pitchers are dying. That doesn't help. But they've been fairly good, except in one spot. And let me bring up Yumper here.
Yeah, I saw
here we go. The Cubs starters have given up 56 homers.
Yeah, no, and that's
20 of them from Tyone.
I know. And
that's insane.
Now he's hurt, and he took himself out of the game yesterday. And but Shota Imanaga is right behind him. He can't be that far behind. He gave up 4 home runs in his start this week. But here's the thing, that the time before it was in the 2-1 loss. That's when Tyone's last game on June 2nd, on last Tuesday. The Cubs barely lost that game, and Tyone was really good. He got into the 7th inning, and then it was this he gave up the 1 run in the first inning. So Tyone was like maybe pulling it together the last couple of starts, but
yeah, Yumper jumped in and said 17 for Shota. So you're right. Not very much farther behind. That's really bad because that means, you've got, yes, they've given up 56 homers, but literally 37 of those have been from 2 guys.
Well, but neither one of them were pitching the day the Cubs lost 18-3. So that was Edward Cabrera back from
and it was it was Edward Cabrera, and then
a bunch of home runs. It was batting practice out there.
No, but one thing that I thought was funny, and I put up there, the least amount of homers is Five Finger Brown with 1. That wasn't during a start. You remember, Five Finger Brown started his season. The very first batter that he faced this season hit a home run into a 40-mile-per-hour wind against the Nationals, and everybody killed him after that. Everybody was like, so bad, Ben Brown's never going to make it, all this stuff. He's our best pitcher now, and he hasn't given up another home run since.
Well, maybe we should talk about the pitching after the break, because this will not be a 2-hour Son Ranto show tonight. I will have to go to a play reading this evening. So we're out of here at 6:30 Central, regardless. And I'm going to get it posted a little later than usual as well, because I got to run. But we're going to take a quick break. How about right now? And then we'll come back and talk about some of the Cubs pitching woes, including the fact that they're all dead. And do we have a silhouette, though, right?
We do. I didn't do a lot for this show, but I got this thing done. It is a pitcher. You can see on this Cubs card says pitcher right on it. And my clue for the listeners who can't actually see this, you can barely pronounce his name, and you sure can't spell it.
Oh, I think I know what it is then. And he's a righty.
Yeah, yes, and he is a righty.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
let's hit the break.
We're going to switch it up. Here's Cubstradamus, our spokes deity for Fanarchy.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there because I was entrenched in the awesome new baseball fan app called Fanarchy. It's the best way to keep up on Cubs and baseball news and follow every game live. But what I like best is the game search feature. I can find any game in history by describing it and say I was there. Gabby Hartnett hits a big homer. And there it is. The lineups, the box score. Oh, I can reminisce about being there at the homer and the Gloman. People don't say Gloman about dusk like they used to. Let's try another. Babe Ruth calls his shot and hits a homer at Wrigley Field. And there it is, Charlie freaking Root. What a bum. Anywho, I love Fanarchy, so I wrote them a song. Get off Facebook, get off X. The Fanarchy app is the best. For all the Cubs baseball news I need, I always use Fanarchy.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch.
In the clutch, in the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code BleacherBunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch, in the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Hey there, as you can see, I'm a talking penguin. No, I'm not like the Batman kind of penguin or Rod Say or that dumb fuck Happy Feet. No, I'm the spokes penguin for Penguin Imprints, who makes awesome imprinted items with original designs. And they do custom stuff too. Well, check this out. And this. How do you like this, Chicago? And I love this one. And this might sound a little weird coming from a penguin, but fuck ice indeed. Penguin Imprints also makes custom t-shirts and stickers for your event or organization. And because they're sponsors, listeners of the Bleacher Bunch Network can get 20% off any order at penguinimprints.com with the code BleacherBunch. Okay, that's enough about Penguin Imprints. Now I gotta go find that little bitch Happy Feet and put his smirking pink on the other side of his head. I hate that fucker. But man, do I love Penguin Imprints.
Who's that cubby that nobody can pronounce?
Yeah, well, we got a couple of correct answers in there. Looks like Yumper was first with Jeff Samardzija. And there he is. This is a 2013 card. And can I just say, those uniforms are freaking fire. It's a throwback gray with pinstripes, and it's got the Chicago in the center right down. And they never wear these anymore.
No, they don't.
And Nike has never made anything even close to how good these uniforms looked. They need to bring these things back.
Well, do you know they gave away, I think it was on Friday, it was a jersey giveaway Friday in the bleachers, and I was out there, and I don't know, I think it's the 1910 jersey, and it is bad, dude. Well, first of all, it's 3/4 sleeves, which is just weird as it is. I know that they have those like baseball shirts that kind of have the sleeves are a different color, like you have blue sleeves and the rest of it's like a white pinstripe or something. So those are 3/4 sleeve shirts, but these are like 3/4 sleeve shirts with like 3 buttons that come down to the middle of your chest. So they basically made you look like, a Russian peasant from like 1886.
No, and I know exactly what you're talking about. That old look from like the 1910s or teens, like, yeah.
And the funny thing about it is the only people that I saw everybody walking around with it, the only people that looked good in it were fat guys because it like filled it out correctly. Skinny dudes looked like altar boys and so did like most women. It was just like it looked all blousy, and it's like a blouse jersey, and it only looked good on fat people. So there's good for you, fat people. You finally get one for you. Congratulations.
I know, right? Yeah, it's about time. Every time they, when they brought out the mesh tank top, that wasn't for the fat people. That was for the skinny people. That was, for a certain segment of that crowd. The heavy guys finally got one.
In fact,
So
I would say the mesh started tarps off. Like they were like, I got an idea. What if we meshed the mesh?
what if we didn't have to take off our tops, but we could still show our bodies off while wearing our shirts?
Yeah. That was not for fat people. It's true. Well, it was. I mean, back in the day, and still happens to this day, there's fat guys without shirts on all over the fields. But it's just because he maybe lost his shirt.
Right.
Or
so,
he's so hot that he has to take the shirt off.
I have to say I am somewhat jealous of those guys.
No shame. Yeah.
The dudes that are like heavy and they're just like, I don't give a fuck, and take their shirts off and they'll just chill. And honestly, when you look at them, you're like, yeah, you carry that well.
Yeah.
It looks all right.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's all about confidence.
Yeah. And then I take my shirt off and I'm chubby. I'm not nearly as fat as that dude. And I'm like, nope, never happening. This looks like shit.
And you look like shit because you got no confidence out there.
Exactly.
If you were just out there wearing it, just be like, yeah, I'm fat. I don't care. Like, for example, like when Andy Wells, he's telling us in the chat, like when Andy Wells is wearing his halter top out there in the bleachers. I prefer a tube top, or is that the same thing?
No, it's different. Halter top goes around the neck, tube top just around the chest.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need it. Yeah. Let's do tube. That's what I'll do for John Baker Day this year. I was looking for an idea to raise money and for some new John Baker Day merch. John Baker Day tube tops.
And I mean, what else are they doing on Tuesdays? Tube top Tuesdays.
Tube top Tuesdays. Except for John Baker Day, this is going to be on Thursday this year. Thursday, July 30th. We're going to be doing.
That's all right. That's the day you get your tube top, and then you wear it every Tuesday after.
Every Tuesday after Tube Top Tuesday, and all the rants. We got to move our shows to Tuesdays just so we can wear tube top. I'll be out there in the cemetery doing my daily walk and talks about the Cubs. I've been doing that a little bit more. I'm not that consistent with it. But yeah, follow me on TikTok. I never say stuff like that. And also, there's all these little things that you can touch on whatever you're watching this on. You should touch those things, the likes and the hearts and the pluses and the shares, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well,
I know it sounded clear.
Yeah, I'm glad you were very, very clear, and you just said there are these things. And I'd like you to touch them.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about halter tops, so maybe my mind went to a different place. But, all right. So where were we? Oh yeah, the pitchers are all hurt and they're dead. And but the bright spot is Javier Assad. Yeah, once again out of the pen yesterday in a surprise, quote unquote. I guess we could say Tyone was his opener.
Yeah, because Javier Assad showed up from Des Moines yesterday. He was not scheduled to start. I don't know if they had talked to him about possibly doing a long relief, right? Maybe taking 3 innings at the end of the game or something. But nobody There's not a reliever out there that's ready in the second inning ever.
And he's stretched out enough because he has been starting for us and Iowa because they need him to be stretched out.
So that actually makes me think that he wasn't supposed to pitch at all, and they were going to take today's the day off, and then maybe he would start tomorrow, right? Like just to push everybody back a day or something. I'm just like,
no, because it would be Ray's turn. I mean, they're kind of in turn still, like just
right. But I'm just trying to like figure out what
I think
they
he
were
was
planning to do.
Nah, yeah, I don't know, but the plan was out the window once Tyone was gone. But you're right. Maybe they would have used him in relief, like Tyone. He had gone 6.1.
Yeah,
the time before, and now it's a hamstring issue. So I don't know if we'll ever see Tyone again, because this is his last year. He might have been somebody, if things get worse and worse for the Cubs, that if he was having a good season, you might see him in like a trade, because somebody's going to need some starting pitching help. But that ship has sailed. That's done.
No, because nobody wants a pitcher that's given up 20 homers.
Yeah. And nobody wants
60 games, and they only pitch every 5 days.
And nobody wants him in Naga either, because he's given up 17. So like he's just gonna finish out his career with the Cubs. There's gonna be no season next year, and he's gonna go back to Japan, and that's gonna be the last that we see of Shota Imanaga.
And if you are a longtime listener, not even that long-time listener of Sun Ranto, you will know I said that shit last year. Like
you did.
We did it a long time ago.
Suzuki batting 143 with runners in scoring position. He might be going back with him.
Yeah.
So, and they can't trade him anyway because he'd have to waive his no trade clause because he's got one, and so does Ian Happ. But I want to talk about that in a second. But just real quick about the pitchers, it does feel like that if Tyone's out for an extended period of time, like that does feel like then we just don't have enough people to like actually get through this season, right? I mean, we don't know what's happening with Justin Steele. Cade Horton's out for the year. Boyd is on his now second IL, although he's coming back now. So there is some like coming back, but none of us expect him to do. I mean, you can get excited for Matt Boyd coming back all you want, but I will remind everybody that when he left, he had a 6 ERA.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but he didn't pitch that many times, and he had a couple of big blowouts.
Edward Cabrera, 18-run game.
Yeah, I was going to say Edward Cabrera. He was injured, and in his first game back, he might still be injured.
Well,
I do actually injured. I will say in that game, one thing that I saw is right before it really all went down, a ball came right back to him. And I don't know if it hit him or if I think it just hit him or whatever, but the ball died after that, right? Dansby Swanson said something to him. I don't know what was said. All I know is that Cabrera went over, picked up the ball, and by that time it was too late to throw to first. So he holds it. And then he turned and gave Dansby Swanson like a look. And
you think Dansby said, let it go through next time? That's why you have a defense?
Yeah, I think he said something like that. But I don't even think he had the opportunity. I think it just hit him. And right after that, it really went downhill. Like it went downhill. Like he got pissed at Dansby. Dansby, I don't know what the fuck he said, but you know what, Dansby?
He said, let it go through. I'm a Gold Glove shortstop, you idiot. I don't know how you played in Miami, but that's not how Chicago works, Edward. That's probably what he said.
But maybe if he's this fucking veteran leader, he knows maybe not the time to say something. When your guy,
he told him time to blow the game.
Yeah, but maybe that's not the time to say something to your guy right after something bad like that happened.
I don't know. These guys can't be such wusses. Like, come on.
Look, I'm with you.
He has not been good. He throws 100 right down the middle, and then those.
But guess who else hasn't been good? Dunsby.
Oh yeah,
that dude is done. He is sucked too. So you're standing out there, something it comes, it hits you, it fucks up, and then you have to hear from this shitbag who, even though Cabrera isn't allowed to hit, could probably hit as well as Dunsby? Like, yeah, I would be pissed too. You know, maybe somebody like fucking PCA or Bush says something. You're like, well, you guys kind of have something going on. Like, I get it, you know, but fuck you, Dansby. Keep your goddamn mouth shut.
You totally created a straw man that you just got so mad at. Like, he might have just been like, hey, nice try, buddy. That might have been what he said.
Trust me.
He's a jinx. He's a jinx.
Based on the way Cabrera reacted, I don't think that's what he said.
I do want to bring up the fact that the Cubs did make a couple moves. They get a little bit of help. We don't know if we'll see these guys, but
season saved.
Eduardiel Nunez, he's coming back, and I think he's the one. Is he the one that's coming back that was at one time like a Cubs on the Cubs farm system? It might have been him. Anyway, he struck out 415 batters in 362.2 minor league innings, but he also walked 246. So one of those kind of guys. And he also allowed 306 hits in those 362 innings. So he's like 17 true outcome kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't look. I'm not going to take the time to really do the math on that, but that sounds about a 1.75 whip.
Yeah, Andy says another dud, possibly. At least it'll be exciting to watch, it sounds like. And then Little Yumper says bringing back Dylan Maples. And if you remember him, he was exactly that same guy. And then they got this other lefty named Antoine Kelly for cash considerations was in the trade. But this guy, I hope he doesn't make it up, only because he's a Chicago area native and he went to Maine East, and we'll just have to hear about that ad nauseum. And I don't have the patience for it anymore. I'm done with that narrative. He's got a 97 mile per hour fastball, which I'm always all about. Like, bring him up, except for what I just said about, Edward Cabrera's 99 mile per hour fastball. It's got to be a good 99. It's got to be a good 97. It's got to have movement. You got to play it off of something else. Like Ben Brown found his thing to play it off of, and now he's good. Like, it's all it took was like a decent off-speed pitch or a secondary fastball, and boom.
Yeah, well, and he put two of those together. So now he's got 4 pitches. He had 2 pitches, basically. Now he's got 4 pitches with 2 fastballs, a slider, and a changeup, I think. And it's just got people guessing all the time. Yeah. But here's the thing, what you were saying, Danny, like you were talking about Edward Cabrera throwing it straight down the middle. That's also where every time Shota gives up a home run, he seems to miss right there.
Right.
And every time you see this, you see these guys right down the middle of home run. And then we're doing the Cubs spot, and we're looking at where our guys are hitting the ball. Every time it's right in the middle, like middle, they aren't hitting it. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Like, those are never the guy. That's never the ball that they hit over the fence. Like, they hit a ball that's up in the zone or out of the zone. Like, they do some like pretty interesting, fun hits like that. But it's like straight down the middle, foul ball.
Well, and the big thing that we can't do, not to get back into the offense, is hit a breaking ball to save our lives. That's been Alex Bregman's big thing. When I looked it up, it's just like, his batting average drops way the hell down on breaking balls. So,
and even though Alex Bregman is the poster child for not hitting breaking balls, they're doing it to the entire team.
Yeah, Dansby Swanson might be the poster child. They can make one of those brothers. Isn't that what the PCA and Saya did? They could do that, yeah. But they're like Breaking Ball brothers. Breaking Bad, they could do Breaking Ball.
Oh, I like that, Breaking Bad. And it's Dansby in a yellow suit, right? Like when he's making meth, and then Bregman's in his tighty whities.
Yeah, and it just is Breaking Ball. See, this is why AI was created.
Yeah. To make our dreams come true.
Exactly. So we might see those guys. Did we leave any starters? I mean, we don't really have to talk about Colin Ray except for that he's starting tomorrow. Well, so I guess we'll get to the rest of the. He bores me. Kylo Ray bores me.
He bores me, but that's a good thing, sort of, because he's not a world beater, but he doesn't necessarily. He keeps the team in the game.
In-ish the game. He'll give up 4 runs to 5, and
he keeps the team with an average offense in the game.
Yeah, yeah, as we lose 4-1.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's time for a very special segment on this show that we're only doing this year. It's called
150 years ago.
So just this week, the Transcontinental Railroad had been finished for a while. They had, the Golden Spike went in those two guys with top hats shook hands and said, "We've connected the country east to west." That had happened for a while, but it still was quite a treacherous train ride out there. So then this week they introduced a much faster train called the Transcontinental Express. And it went 40 miles an hour, which was just mind-blowing to people, that you could get from New York City all the way to San Francisco, which is currently basically I-80, which,
right.
It's the same kind of thing. You could get all the way from New York to San Francisco in only 83 hours. And that was just this mind-blowing speed. This special train was, they went on, it was they kind of did a promotional journey on this, and it was a Shakespeare production of Henry V that all took this train from New York City to San Francisco to go perform by the theatrical promoters Jarrett and Palmer. Now, I looked up, it took 83 hours to traverse the entire country back 150 years ago. Guess how many hours it takes Amtrak to do it now?
Oh my God. No, I think I might know this. I think it's going to be around 200 hours.
No, they've shaved off. They've shaved off some time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They've shaved off a whopping 6 hours.
Okay.
In 150 years.
Look,
I'm in 77 hours, baby. And that's if everything's on time.
I'm going to tell you right now.
It's not.
I'm going to tell you right now that Amtrak, that stat that they just gave you, that's an X stat.
Yeah, exactly.
That is not reality.
That's not reality.
You have no idea what's going to, 150 years ago, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to travel by rail. We're going to travel all these places. And then somebody invented the car, and the railroad barons were like, you know what? If we just don't have people on here, we can put cattle and coal and oil or whatever the fuck we want on here, and we can make way more money. And then they just killed all of the travel by train ideas.
I love traveling by train. Amtrak did a thing a couple years ago where it was a contest where if you were an artist or a writer, that you could apply to get a train pass and just go all over the country and write about your experience on the Great American Train, And I was like, that sounds awesome, but also horrible. I don't think I could eat more cheese and crackers from the stupid commissary car or some stale smashed peanut butter and jelly. The train stops, or everybody stinks. There's crime. You're getting robbed.
Crime. What are you, a fucking Republican? You just
No, I'm talking about there's crime in the train stops. I don't trust
Relax. I have been on a train many times. I have never seen crime.
No, the only
crime is how long it takes you to get anywhere.
That is an issue. I took a train from Champaign-Urbana down to Memphis, Tennessee, and that was a pretty fun train. That's a long train ride, but it's straight down 57 kind of thing, or 55, 57, I think. But yeah, we had a wild time on that train. We were the crime. That's what I'm saying. It's usually we're the bad people on the train. So
yeah.
I thought I read it all wrong, because we're playing the Rockies in Colorado this week.
Yeah.
I thought it was switched, that the Rockies were here, and then next week we play the Colorado Rockies in Colorado, but it's opposite. We're in Colorado now, and these are all 7:40 starts, except for the day game at 2:20, I want to say. But the Rockies are bad. Nobody is surprised by that. They're 24-42.
But it doesn't matter because also the Giants were bad and also the A's were bad, and the Cubs just went 2-4 against these two bad teams.
Yeah. And the Rockies just got swept by Milwaukee. They are slightly worse on the road than they are at home, so I guess advantage Rockies. And then Chris Bryant we will not see because he is with all the Cubs pitchers in heaven. And then
he's playing Peter at the pearly gates, just
exactly
welcoming everybody in.
Yeah. They have an average OPS despite having the 7th fewest home runs in the majors, because it's a big ballpark, and they have the 2nd most doubles though in the majors. So it's just a doubles park, big outfields, and they don't walk. They strike out a lot. They do steal more than the Cubs, and but they get caught more too. So they're just dumber than us. And then the Cubs have scored 19 more runs than the Rockies, which doesn't seem like that many considering how bad the Rockies are.
Yeah. And the fact that the Cubs went on a 20-game tear where they were actually scoring a lot of runs.
Yeah.
Until they just stopped.
Yeah.
And
then, how come all of these offenses break on the Cubs? What is this like? We're going fine and then we break. What is breaking our offenses?
Well, they were never put together properly in the first place.
So they were never actually in good shape.
Yeah, it's the Cubs are the that really crappy car repair place that everybody goes to because they have to. It's like the only places they can afford. They're like, well, the car will run for like another 2 weeks, and then we'll have to take it back. But this is the only place I can afford.
Yeah, we'll get you back on the road, but you're going to want to have somebody take a look at that. That kind of guy. I've had that. They're like, well, you could probably go another 50 miles to get to the dealership. That guy.
Yeah.
So
the Cubs are the donut wheel of baseball. The Cubs offense.
So their pitching is the worst. They have a 560 earned run average, which is the worst in baseball.
The worst.
And they have their bullpen is terrible. Their bullpen is terrible. It's their 5.30 bullpen ERA is the worst. They have a 276 batting average against, which is really bad. And they give up lots of homers and they walk a lot of guys, which is a winning combo for the Cubs, hopefully. Their defense is also bad. They commit a ton of errors. They have the worst defensive efficiency ratio in Major League Baseball, and their catchers throw out only 18% of runners. That is also 4th worst in the majors. So they are just bad. It's going to be Ray with his 459 earned run average versus Tomoyuki Sugano, who's 5-4 with a 398. So he's one of their better pitchers, I guess, because the next guy up is going to be old friend Michael Lorenzen for them. He's 2-8 with an 801. So
801. That's good news for the Cubs.
It's Tyone-esque. They're on a similar career trajectory, it seems. And then Imanaga's going out there in that game. So this one might end up 18-17 in clown ball. But Imanaga is 4-6 with a 474. And then Lorenzen, last time he went out there, I looked this up. He was really bad. He gave up 8 runs in 3.1 innings against the Angels. So that's almost Cabrera-esque, actually. And then Happ is batting 300 off him with 2 dogs. But you're going to have to listen to Cubs Pod for this. And actually, I don't know. Is Artie Boucher doing these?
No.
He always does our Cubs Pods.
No, he will not.
He's not. Okay. Michael Cotton, he's privy to some inside information.
I mean, I just added it in here, and I think, Danny, you didn't see earlier, but Artie posted in the Neurospicy that he's lost his father. So, so you know, our heart goes out to Artie, and you know, hey, these kind of things are horrible, and so my guess is Artie. That and then Artie says, "Oh, I can do them."
Well,
okay. Well, I mean,
he does a great job because he goes.
Didn't want to like tax you at this moment.
Artie, you don't have to do them, you know, but if you want to do them, you're more than welcome. If you just want to do one of them, just let it. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, we'll text after this.
But yeah, so sorry, Artie. And you know who else lost his dad is John Vincent.
Yeah.
Artie says he needs a distraction. Yeah, that is true. It does help. So game 3, now it's weird to go back into this. So
I know. Well, I had it set up at the end, you know, when we were talking about these things, and then
I saw your face. I'm like, I just stepped in something.
Yeah.
So, and we got 7 more minutes, so we'll keep on rolling through it here because I really have a hard out at 6:30.
Yeah, let's
Cabrera, hopefully he won't be as bad as he was last time he pitched, is going up against Ryan Feltner. Feltner? I don't even know her. But he only gave up 1 run on 1 hit and only walked 1 against Milwaukee because they just got swept by Milwaukee, but he did quite well in the game. This Ryan Feltner character. And that's going to be us in I guess the games are in Colorado. Guess I'm just reading the schedule wrong. And oh God, do you smell that? What's happening next?
I drink tequila when I'm in Jalisco. My favorite lubrication is Crisco. While we play the Rockies, I'll grease up my cocky for a good time in San Francisco.
That was the most disgusting little limerick that I've ever heard him.
Yeah, it made me think things I didn't want to think.
Really bad.
And not to mention the fact that he used the same 2 lines of his poem 2 weeks in a row because it's that dumb part of the schedule again where we just play the same 2 teams for 2-3 weeks. So we got San Francisco again, who we just played this weekend. So those are all going to be late games.
Yeah. It's the Giants go to Colorado, go to San Francisco to play the Giants again, come back and play Colorado. Just stupid.
So it's the same 2 weeks same 2 teams for 2 weeks. All right. So I did mention John Baker Day is going to be on July 30th. And some exciting news. Crawley's going to help me out with a Raz that night. We're going to try to raise some money to do my musical. Normally we do Lost Boys, but I've already talked to Levante about this. We're going to like tie him in and Lost Boys into the musical because Levante wants to expose the kids to all this theater. This is a theater that I'm doing is actually appropriate for kids, so they can come to this. But I'm going to be raising money for the musical along with John Baker, along with Will Baker, who's going to help me with the trombone parts. And I'm kind of selling the farm here. I've decided anything that I personally have been holding on to of value, I'm going to let go out of my life so I can do this musical. And so it's more important for me to like give up the things I have to do this and pay the artist and get my art out there than it is to have this other great art just hanging on my own wall. So, you know, I'm talking about the Matt Cameron original Javier Baez could go in this.
Ooh.
I'm talking about some Ernie Banks signed Norman Rockwell Steins that are sitting up here. I am talking about my final resting place, the Cubs earned. Worth $800. Now I'm going to have some reserve prices on some of this stuff because it's important to me.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if I buy the urn, I want the ashes later too.
Oh, mine?
Yeah. We're going to fill you.
Sure, that can be arranged, Michael.
Yeah. And then when people come over, I'm going to be like, this fucker right here asked me to do a podcast once, and 15 years later, he was dead and on my mantle.
On my mantle. In a Cubs urn. So anyway, so look forward to that. But I do want to put that out there that if anybody has anything they would like to donate to help me raise money that you have hanging on your shelf that you wouldn't mind just like getting it out and you think it has some value, we'd love to use it in either a raffle or as part of the Raz that Crawley's helping me with. So just contact me, sonranto@gmail.com, SONRANTO, and that would be really helpful. So I was thinking, Michael, for example, maybe a certain Boog signed baseball you might want to move through. I don't know if that's more of a raffle item or a Raz, but it's on the fence.
Yeah.
Anybody else would even want that.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely talk more about it as we get through this. Right now, what do we got next?
Well, I do want to say that I'm going to share the GoFundMe that I have for the game, themusical.com, because the easiest way to help me out is just by floating me $5-10. You know, if everybody could give me between $10 and $50,000, somewhere in between those numbers, I could do this show. So anywhere in between there is fine by me.
Dominic says that's the way you and I will become conjoined twins. It'll be in the urn.
There's room in the urn. I'll say that much. I will be at the White Sox game on Wednesday. My sister's singing the national anthem with her choir Artemis. So I'll be out there. So I don't know if you happen to be at the Sox game, I might wear my F the DH shirt, but I'll have to throw it in the laundry. I am singing the national anthem with my sister on June 27th in South Bend. And so come on out, tickets are cheap. Get yourself a ticket. Let me know if you're going. I'm not really throwing like a group event because I'm like, I might not even stay the whole game because my sister has to get back. So that's why I didn't want to group event it, but I'll be there for a while. I'm singing the national anthem. Come on out June 27th. July 18th. It's not Crawley's actual birthday, but it's when we're celebrating Crawley's birthday and there's the Bleacher Barbecue. So I think we're all just going to hang out at Almost Home that day on July 18th before the game. And then maybe hang out at Ball Hawk Corner, get tickets if you want, don't get tickets. Either way, it's going to be kind of a loosey-goosey sort of ranters in the neighborhood event, kind of like how this weekend was. So come on out. Save the date. Me and Billy DeVore and the ranters are putting together a Binsky's Bar, which is a Chicago bar in Cincinnati. We're all going to go to the game on September 19th in Cincinnati. Come on out. It's a good time in Cincy. And also, speaking of Billy DeVore, happy birthday to him because today is his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Billy. Also,
I want to wish happy birthday to Corey Furlong. And I did want to mention, I saw that Artie Boucher lost his dad. John Vincent lost his dad too. So if you guys are friends with either of those guys, please reach out. It's always a time when you need some love in your life.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm surprised. I had no idea this was Corey's birthday. And I think maybe you just told me something he didn't want me to know. he's probably going to be, out hanging out, having a birthday party. And he's like, God damn it. Now Cotton's going to want to come to this thing.
So, all right, I've got one TFC.
Oh, are we going to do TFCs? I got one.
I just got one. Yeah.
We can go ahead. Quick. All right. This is about PCA from Reddit. A little bit of a long one. I'm a Cubs fan that lives in Houston, Texas. I'm listening to local sports talk. The taking head on here just blasted PCA and said he was a Winnie baby. If he is saying this, then I'm guessing there's more people out there saying these exact words. Can anyone tell me what baseball player isn't a Winnie baby? Even the late Charlie Hustle was a Winnie baby. If PCA is a Winnie baby, spoiled brat, coddled little shit, then so is the rest of the league. As players mature, they humble a little. I think, except for someone like Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens, PCA has been making a lot of mistakes and getting a lot of lip for it, as he should be getting a mouthful regularly. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, Keep these young players in check. PCA needs to get his head right. Winnie baby who makes millions of dollars a year and makes mistakes. Just improve. Try to get better. I support all my cubbies who are Winnie babies. What say you? I don't know what to say to that. That was a lot of Winnies, a lot of like bad grammar, and I don't understand what he means when PCA needs to regularly get a mouthful.
Well, that baby just won Player of the Week, so Pete Crow Armstrong named National League Player of the Week. So
I was seriously confused as to whether he was complaining about PCA or in support of PCA. He kind of went back and forth. It was all over the place.
So I read an article on, and we should talk about some of what's going on with the shots fired between the owners and the players at some later date or soon. But Donald Trump weighed in today on some of the collective bargaining agreement that's going to be figured out soon. But Trump said Friday that Major League Baseball should have added a salary cap a long time ago. He goes, don't they sort of have one? The president has picked a side in baseball's labor talks, the owners. And he says, if you don't have a salary cap, you don't have a sport. And I was reading all about it, what he said on Bleacher Nation. And I opened up the comments to see what people were saying about it.
Oh, no.
And John Weber says, who cares? All caps. And Baco's Taco says, Bert cares. And the president cares. And the players care, and the owners care, and some fans care, and that's about it.
So kind of like everybody.
Yeah.
I do love Baco's Tacos as a name.
So hashtag chance in the chat. That's your last chance to get in the chance, and we're going to give away a chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. Let me find it. Here we go. Hashtag chance. Get in there, and you could win. I'm drawing it. And the winner is...
Here it comes.
Andy Wells. Congratulations.
Boy. Just piling on Artie right now. Just showed his name right there. And then
Artie's won enough in his life. So, well, thank you for being here, everybody. Sorry, we're cutting this show short.
We're cutting it short to an hour. We've already gone over where we were supposed to go.
Yeah. Well, ever since we got on TV, it's been longer. We're just too handsome to give it up. We're just like, look at me, baby. See my hat, see my After DH shirt. Woo.
See my Fenway Park.
Yeah. So, shop at all our sponsors. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being a ranter and a Patreon supporter. And we'll be releasing this in podcast form some time later tonight. But anyway, join us. I'm going to play. What song should I play? Should I play SMFDB? It's been a second. That's a fast
absolutely.
One. Here we go. Wait. We didn't say it. Spagog.
SMFTB. SMFTB. Truck stop funky chip mix. SMFTB. 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 Truck stop funky chip mix. SMFTB. Saint Toothless Cardinals fans. SMFTB. Krabby Karens in the stands. SMFTB. When the Brewers fans are here. SMFTB. Cheeseheads getting drunk on beer. SMFTB. Pirates fans will walk the plank. SMFTB. In a stadium named for a bank. SMFTB. Rooters of the shitty Reds. SMFTB. Stuffing chili in their heads. SMFTB. Fans of the White Sox suck. SMFTB. Fuck everyone but the Cubs. SMFTB. 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 Truck stop funky chip mix. SMFTB. 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 Truck stop funky chip mix. SMFTB.